Good evening. Good evening. It's still raining. I feel like Noah. Bridge down the road's washed out now, so you know I can't ride my bike, which sucks. Anyway, so what am I up to now? Well, because I haven't been to the gym other than tonight, I did go tonight. Prior to my going this evening, I haven't been to the gym in well over a month, probably a month and a half, probably 6 weeks. I have not been in the gym. So I'm bored with it. I'm bored with it. There's nothing, it's not enticing to me. I've been doing this for 30 freaking years. 30 years. Nothing impresses me about it anymore. It doesn't impress me. I don't impress myself. I mean, I'm over the hump. I'm well past my glory days, right? So the tonnages I used to lift, I'll never lift anything close to that again. I mean, I've long accepted that. I tried not to accept it, about 10 years ago when I first started realizing I don't produce the GH to keep lifting like that without getting injuries. And that'll happen to everybody. It happens to everybody eventually. Different ages, everybody's different. It's a genetic thing, but it will happen to you. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. That's if you stick at it long enough. Even these people today that keep saying you get injured because, I don't know what it is, because of the way you train or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, sure you do, but as you get older, don't discount that lack of GH you're going to produce. You're going to get injured from that one day. It's just going to be almost an overnight thing. 1 week you're going to be able to lift all these heavy weights that you can just push without a whole lot of struggle, that are pretty impressive, that you've worked many, many years to be able to push. And then the next week you're going to go with the same weight that you always go with, and you probably have gone heavier and your body can't do it anymore. Something's going to break, something's going to tear, something's going to pop, something's going to give, because your connective tissue is at risk because you're not making a GH. And once it drops below a certain level, as soon as it gets below that, that's it. And it's different with everybody. Where? Different with everybody. When? Different with everybody. But it's guaranteed to happen if you stick around long enough. If you stick around long enough, you're going to find out that the big dog's telling you something good. It's true. So like I said, I don't press myself anymore, so it's not really a challenge to me because my best physique has already been had. It's not going to ever, I'm never going to be that big again. I'm never going to be that hard and crazy looking again because I'm not that young anymore, and I'm not going to do the things I used to do. So, and I cannot push the weights I used to push, and I'll never push those weights again. So, there's not a whole lot that impresses me about training for me personally, but because there's a local event that we're going to be at Saturday, this coming Saturday, 5 days from now, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we're going to be there Saturday at A1 Fitness in Delta, Pennsylvania. I figure I owe it to at least practice what I preach. I need to be training. I can't go there and speak to everybody and feel revved up about fitness and training and progressive resistance, et cetera, and diet and nutrition if I'm not practicing it. If I'm so bored with it, I don't even do it anymore. So I figured the least I can do is to, and I'll make it a challenge. I'll challenge myself with it. Now, first I sat down and I thought, I really need to try to look better. It's pretty late now. It's only 5 days, but how much can I accomplish in 5 days? First I thought, I need a challenge. I thought about this like a couple weeks ago. I need a challenge to make me get in the gym and lift. I need a reason, you know what I mean? Because I've been doing this for 3 decades. I'll never quit for life. I'll go back to it, but you don't fall out of condition like overnight. When you've got 3 decades of training behind you, I could stop training for a year, you know what I mean? And I'm going to look a whole lot different, but I could start right back and come right back and regain a whole lot of that muscle. Not all of it, but a lot of it, pretty easily. So I've done it before, and that doesn't impress me even. So I thought, what can I do to challenge myself that'll motivate me so that I'll have to answer for it and I will go to the gym. Then I thought, well, I really don't care what another man thinks of me very much, so I don't really feel like I have to answer to anybody, not in that regard. If I say I want to get in shape and I don't do it, I don't really give a shit. I'll just be like, well, I didn't feel like it, I don't feel any shame, trust me. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to challenge my buddy Jerry. I'm going to call Jerry out because I know that Jerry has said that he's trying to get bigger now, and I'm sure he's making great progress with that. And I thought, you know what, I'll call Jerry out and say, Jerry, it's a friendly challenge, and we'll pick a date, who knows when, October, who knows what, I don't care when. And from now till then, we'll just both see who can look the best. And that's Jerry's a judge now. George is a judge too, so I got somebody in my corner too, Jerry, because it's pretty subjective. One could be bigger, one could be not as big, but the not as big guy could look better than the big guy, or the bigger guy could look better than the not as big guy, or so it's a combination, right, of all these things. And I figured that would be cool. That would give me something to feel like I had to answer for, and then I would probably do it. But then I thought, you know what? Since I need to try to look a little bit better by Saturday, and that's impossible, right? Well, I don't think it's impossible. So I decided, as a challenge, I weighed myself earlier upstairs, and as a challenge, I'm going to challenge myself to see how much improvement I can make in 5 days. And then I thought, you know what? That's doable. It's only doable because I've been at this for so long, and because I have the stats that I just have. I can just lay back on that. I have the nuclei from decades of training, and I know what I'm doing. So, I'll be training different, just specifically to accomplish this. There'll be, I'll train every single night. I'll train probably my complete body 3 times between now and Saturday. And I'll slam that carb in, to carb up with that carb in, and to hold as much glycogen as I possibly humanly can. So that's what I'm going to do. I may even have a couple more servings of carb throughout the day to spike my insulin and drive some more. We'll see. I think I may try and do that. So my goal is, how much can I improve my appearance, from a bodybuilding perspective, by Saturday, 5 days. Okay, no gear. I know all the little crybabies and the little busters are going to think, oh, it's got to be on drugs. No, you don't have to be on drugs, man. There's so many ways. I mean, you can put half an inch or whatever on your arms in a few days if you, it's not going to be permanent, but, just from the damage that you can inflict on your arms, on the muscle, and the glycogen that you can supersaturate with, over a period of time, short period of time. You can do that in the way that you train, super crazy high reps and again and again and again. So I figure 5 days, train everything 3 times. That should do it. We'll see. We'll see how it feels. So that's my new challenge. So I'm going to weigh myself tomorrow morning. I'm going to video that. I'm going to weigh myself, every other day, I guess, until then. And then Saturday morning, I'll weigh myself, and we'll see. I think it'll be. I think you guys will be surprised. I hope. Yeah. So, and again, it's not like a typical thing. If you've been lifting a long, long time, and you've been much, much bigger, and you haven't been away from your training for like a year, but you've only been away from training, a matter of months or something, you could probably pull the same shit off. Anyway, that's it. Just something to challenge myself with, to motivate me, see if I can't look a little bit better. I got a crazy ass monstrous pump tonight because I took in more carbs than I normally do today, and I had a huge helping of Carbolin before my workout. The other thing is, the other goal is not to gain any body fat. So my waist is pretty small now, so no body fat gain from now till Saturday, but as much weight gain other than fat as possible. So yeah, it's not going to all be muscle, of course, but a lot of it's going to be glycogen, and I can hold a lot of glycogen. So we'll see what happens. And with no gear, only because that wouldn't be a challenge. And I'm trying to stay healthy now. I'm not trying to die. We're all going to die, but I'm not trying to speed it up. I mean, if it was like whatever it takes mentality, shit, I would just take a couple, A-bombs a day, lots of carbolin, lots and lots of food, and I could easily gain a pretty surprising amount of size by Saturday. But that's not what it's about. So I'm just wondering, we'll see what I can do with what I'm working with. All right, so I know, not that exciting, right? But it's something. And the end result, if it's really that dramatically different, then maybe you'll be surprised, and you may be able to, pick up some useful tidbits from it that you can play with yourself. Who knows? All right, you guys take care. Have an awesome evening. Oh, also, I strongly recommend doing what I did and just like pushing back away from YouTube Fitness on YouTube. Getting away from it. I've completely away from it. None of it's even in any of my streams now. Comes up in recommended or anything because I'm using a different. I'm coming on to YouTube through a different device and through my TV, but a different device to the TV. So I'm not logging in as me, and so I'm only getting the stuff that I've been Googling, not Googling, searching for on YouTube, and it's like documentaries and firearm stuff and motorcycle stuff and car stuff and shit like that. So I think it's a huge breath of fresh air, man, because I really don't see the childishness that goes on YouTube Fitness typically. I don't see that childishness in these other divisions and categories. I mean, I'm sure it's out there, but the stuff that I enjoy watching, I don't see that shit. I don't see that shit. If anybody did that, it's like so obvious that it's 24 karat stupid and immature and childish. It's so beta that it's just not happening. So man, I'm telling you what, it's so much more enjoyable. You may want to give it a try. You may not even realize how sick you are of it until you really just, close the door on it and, look at some other things primarily. So you don't even have to be tempted and even see it come up in your stream. I think it's, I love it, man. I'm good with it. All right, you guys take care, man. Have a great evening, and I'll see you again soon.